Chapter 353. After killing Emperor Si Chen, Yi Tian left the Earth Immortal Realm. Emperor Si Chen is the 8-star Emperor level of the Glory Pavilion. Of course, there is a soul lamp in the Glory Pavilion. When Emperor Si Chen fell, his soul lamp was naturally broken, and the Glory Pavilion naturally knew that Emperor Si Chen had fallen. Soon, the emperors of the Glory Pavilion rushed to the temple of Emperor Si Chen. When they broke through the temple of Emperor Si Chen and came to the inside of the temple, they finally saw the body of Emperor Si Chen. Emperor Si Chen is dead? At this time, all the emperors in the Glory Pavilion were very angry. Emperor Si Chen is a very important 8-star emperor in the Glory Pavilion, and he is also one of the few first-grade 8-star emperor levels. Now that Emperor Si Chen has fallen, this is a major loss for the Glory Pavilion. What's more, Emperor Si Chen was killed in his own temple, and this was a slap in the face for the Glory Pavilion. Check. The emperor began to investigate this matter, but they investigated for a long time and did not find anyone who had entered this temple. Eventually, they turned the matter on to the dragons, who believed that only the dragons would come and kill them. All of a sudden, the relationship between the outside forces and the dragons became more and more tense. And at this moment, Yi Tian also came to the Kunlun Mountains. Yi Tian came to the Kunlun Mountains incognito, because he didn't want to reveal his identity now. When he came to the Kunlun Mountains, he found that there were many emperors of foreign forces hidden around the Kunlun Mountains. He even sensed the aura of several demigods. Obviously, the foreign forces attach great importance to the Kunlun Mountains and have been sending people to guard the entrance to the metaverse. Yi Tian didn't directly enter the interior of the Kunlun mountain range. Anyway, the metaverse hasn't been opened now. He can't enter the metaverse yet, he just came over to check it. After confirming that the metaverse was in the Kunlun Mountains, Yi Tian turned around and left. Subsequently, Yi Tian returned to the Zhonghai superbase. In the following days, Yi Tian had been accompanying his wife, Emperor Yu, and he had killed Emperor Si Chen, which had attracted the attention of foreign forces. Therefore, he must keep a low profile during this time, so as not to arouse the fear of foreign forces and leak the secrets of the metaverse. Although he has enough strength and ability to drive the dragons and foreign forces out of the earth, in this way, these two forces will definitely leak their secrets to the major river systems. This was not the result Yi Tian expected, so he would not move the Dragon Clan and foreign forces for the time being. Once the metaverse is opened, he will really make a move, and at that time, even if the two major forces leak the secrets of the metaverse, the foreign forces will not have time to rush over. After all, this metaverse is a metaverse with overdrawn potential, and it can only be entered once, and once the quota is full, others will not be able to enter. He won't have to worry about that then. Since Yi Tian had brought a lot of resources to the Heavenly Pavilion, Saint-level and Emperor-level powerhouses were constantly born in the Heavenly Pavilion. In just 3 months, Tianj gave birth to 6 emperors. And his sister Yi Yu also broke the 2nd physical limit. His wife, Moon Emperor, had already broken the 9th physical limit, but now her cultivation talent has transformed into a desolate-level cultivation talent, and with the large amount of resources provided by Yi Tian, she is not far from breaking the 10th physical limit. As for Yi Tian himself, he has not made much progress. His strength has reached the 6-star Peerless Tianjiao, and it is not so easy to make further progress. He can only pin his hopes on the metaverse. Once he breaks a few layers of physical limits in the metaverse, he will definitely be able to ascend to the 7-star Peerless Tianjiao, or even the 8-star Peerless Tianjiao. Time is passing little by little, and the day when the metaverse opens is getting closer and closer. This day, Yi Tian clearly sensed that the vitality on the earth was slowly beginning to decrease, and many martial artists began to panic. Yuan Qi is a necessary element of their cultivation needs, and once the Yuan Qi between heaven and earth begins to decrease, then their cultivation speed will inevitably drop significantly. If the vitality value decreases a little, they are not worried, but the rate of vitality reduction is getting faster and faster. In just 10 days, the vitality of heaven and earth was reduced by 3 times. Many warriors even speculated, is it that the era of the end of the law is coming again? If the era of the end of the law really comes, the end of the warriors will come. If there is no vitality, how can a martial artist improve? Heavenly Pavilion. Sister Yi Yu came to find Yi Tian. Brother, the vitality has dropped a lot recently. What's going on? Yi Yu knew that his brother was very powerful, so he asked his brother to see if Yu Tian knew the reason for this matter. Yi Tian looked at Yi Yu and said, "Xiao Yu, don't worry. I know the reason for the disappearance of the heaven and earth vitality. It is only temporary, and it will be restored in the future." Yi Tian knew very well that a large number of heaven and earth vitality disappeared, which meant that the metaverse was about to open. The real growth of the metaverse is about to open, and it is inevitable to recover a large amount of vitality on the earth. If it is a truly natural growth metaverse, the moment it grows, it will definitely absorb all the vitality on a planet. Fortunately, this metaverse was forcibly activated, and it did not have enough potential, so it could not absorb all the metaverse on Earth. Otherwise, the Earth will really enter the age of the end of the law. Now this situation is actually good for warriors, and there is no need to worry about the Earth not being able to recover. Because this kind of metaverse can only exist for a short time. Once the metaverse is broken, the vitality will still return to the Earth, and then the vitality of the Earth will be rich again. "Brother, what happened?" Yi Yu asked curiously. Yi Tian took a deep look at Yi Yu, and he was not ready to hide it, and said directly, "The main reason why a large number of Earth Heaven and Earth Yuan Qi has disappeared is because of the metaverse." Metaverse? Yi Yu didn't know that there was a metaverse, and he had never heard of the metaverse, so he was very puzzled. Soon, Yi Tian told Yi Yu some basic information about the metaverse, and Yi Yu immediately understood after listening to it. It turns out that the Earth contains such a big secret. No wonder the Dragon Clan and foreign forces have come to the Earth. For a long time, she thought that the real purpose of the foreign forces was those strange things on the Earth, but now she knew that the so-called strange things were just a disguise, and their real purpose was the metaverse. "Brother, are you going to fight for the metaverse?" Yi Yu asked. "Yes, the metaverse is a great opportunity, so I have to enter the metaverse." Yi Tian nodded in response. "Brother, if you want to enter the metaverse, won't you have to compete with the Dragon Clan and foreign forces? Wouldn't that be very dangerous?" Suddenly, Yi Yu began to worry. The foreign forces and the Dragon Clan are very powerful. There are quite a few 8-star Emperor and 9-star Emperor levels, and there are even very powerful demigods. And Yi Tian is only one person. How can he be the opponent of foreign forces and the Dragon Clan? What Yi Yu didn't know was that Yi Tian's strength was far beyond her imagination. Even the 9-star Emperor level and those demigods who had achieved the 9-star Emperor level were far from his opponents. It's just that Yi Tian has never revealed his true strength to Yi Yu. Yi Yu only thinks that Yi Tian's strength is only at the 9-star Emperor level. "Xiao Yu, don't worry, your brother and I are very strong, and those Dragon Clans and foreign forces are not in my eyes," Yi Tian said with a smile. Yi Yu trusted Yi Tian very much, and when he saw Yi Tian say this, the worry in his heart suddenly decreased a lot. Then Yi Tian went to see the Moon Emperor. "Moon God Sect. Yuer, I'm going to the Kunlun Mountains," Yi Tian said to the Moon Emperor. "Husband, are you going to do something to the Dragon Clan and foreign forces?" asked the Moon Emperor. Yi Tian nodded and said, "I'm ready to do it. Once the metaverse is opened, I will immediately expel all the emperors of the Dragon Clan and foreign forces. As for the metaverse, I am ready to let you and some of the emperors of the Heavenly Pavilion, as well as the native emperors of the Earth, enter the metaverse to strengthen the strength of the Earth." "Husband, be careful," the Moon Emperor admonished. Although she knew that her husband Yi Tian's strength was very strong, she still asked Yi Tian to be cautious. "Yuer, I'll be careful." Yi Tian touched the face of the Moon Emperor, and then took the Moon Emperor in his arms and hugged him for a long time. After a long time, Yi Tian let go of the Moon Emperor and turned to leave. Chapter 354. Kunlun Mountains. This day, the 8 and 9-star Emperor level of foreign forces and the 8-9-star Emperor level of the Dragon Clan basically gathered here, accompanied by the demigods of the two sides. The metaverse is useless for demigods, but demigods come here mainly to serve as a deterrent. On the side of the Dragon Clan, there are a total of 3 demigods, and the Emperor level is commanded by His Royal Highness Long Tianlin. The main reason is that the Dragon Clan knows that the time of the metaverse is too late, and it is too late to cultivate demigods. The clansmen who are qualified to be promoted to the god level and have 8 or 9-star Emperor level must be sent to the metaverse, and naturally they cannot be cultivated as demigods, otherwise they will not be able to enter the metaverse. Of course, even if there are only 3 demigods on the side of the Dragon Clan, the 13 major forces do not dare to encircle and suppress the Dragon Clan, just because the Dragon Clan has brought a big killing weapon, which is enough to deter the 13 major forces. If it was a real fight, the 8 and 9-star Emperor level of the 13 major forces would probably suffer heavy casualties. This was not in their interests, and these 8 and 9-star Emperor level did not want to fight. Rumble. The 13 major forces and the Dragon Clan are bounded by the main peak of Kunlun, each standing in the sky at opposite ends, facing each other. Long Tianlin opened his mouth and said, "Everyone, the metaverse is about to open, and our Dragon Clan wants 100 places." As a representative of the 13 major forces, the Emperor of 10,000 Flames spoke, "Long Tianlin, your Dragon Clan wants 100 places for nothing. This is too much. This metaverse is a metaverse with overdrawn potential, and it can't accommodate too many people to enter at all, at most 200 people. How many Emperor-level forces do our 13 major forces have? And they don't have enough points. If you want to leave 100 places at once, then we might as well go to war directly." Long Tianlin frowned. It was indeed a lion who asked for 100 places, but if the number of places was too small, the Dragon Clan would not have enough points. 80 places. Long Tianlin said again. "No, 20 places at most," said the Emperor of 10,000 Flames. 20 places? If that's the case, then let's go to war directly. Our Dragon Clan is not afraid. Long Tianlin said coldly. War? The 13 major forces were naturally reluctant to go to war, and they were just threats before. The two forces have quarreled for a long time, but there has been no result. Ultimately, Long Tianlin made a suggestion. First take out 100 places and give them to your 13 forces, and the remaining 100 places will be bet between our Dragon Clan and you. Each will send an Emperor-level player to play, and get 10 places for each win. How about it? Let's discuss, the Emperor of 10,000 Flames said. Immediately, the representatives of the 13 major forces began to discuss. After a long time, representatives of the 13 major forces reached an agreement, agreeing to such a division. There are 10 places in a game, a total of 10 matches, and as long as they win 5 games, they will make a big profit. Yes, we agreed, said the Emperor of 10,000 Fires. Let's start with it. First write down the names of the 10 people who will play in this way, and then play in order, which is fairer. Long Tianlin proposed. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames also agreed. Soon, the order of appearance of the two sides was determined. Wow! 2 pieces of golden paper flew up, and the names on them were very prominent. On the side of the 13 major forces, the Emperor of 10,000 Flames was the first to play, and on the side of the Dragon Clan, Long Tianlin was the first to play. What? Long Tianlin was the first to play? The 10,000 Fire Emperor's expression changed. According to their guesses, Long Tianlin, as a first-grade 9-star Emperor, no Emperor level is his opponent, so he should appear as the finale, and he was the first to appear. Knowing that this was the case, they sent the weakest of the 10 9-star Emperor rank to the field. But now, the very powerful 10,000 Fire Emperor among them has faced Long Tianlin, and one of the strongest combat forces has lost. What a loss! Rumble. Long Tianlin stepped out and looked directly at the Emperor of 10,000 Flames. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames come up. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames turned pale, hugged his fists and said, "I admit defeat." If he doesn't admit defeat, he is only at the 4th grade of the 9-star Emperor level. If Long Tianlin really wants to make a move, one move will be enough to kill him in seconds. The gap between the two sides is too big. On the side of the 13 major forces, only the top demigods can defeat Long Tianlin, but the demigods are not allowed to play. The dragon side won, earning 10 spots. Next, a 9-star Emperor on the Dragon side and a 9-star Emperor of the 13 major forces. After a fierce battle, the 9-star Emperor of the 13 major forces won the game at the cost of serious injuries and won 10 places. In the subsequent battles, both sides had their own winners and losers. One day later, the 10 games were over. The end result was that the Dragons won 6 games and won 60 spots, while the remaining 140 spots went to the 13 powers. For the Dragon Clan, they naturally earned it, otherwise it would be too difficult to win 60 places just by negotiating. And in the case of war, neither side is willing. The names of the two sides are set, and then the internal quota of the two forces is reached. And this internal quota was discussed and discussed again and again before it was finally decided. Another day has passed. The vitality on the Earth has become relatively thin, at least 10 times lower, but there is a powerful world fluctuation exuding from the interior of Kunlun Mountain, and it is constantly shaking, making the entire Kunlun Mountain range shake. The metaverse is really going to be opened. Long Tianlin was very excited. This is the metaverse. He has learned about the metaverse in the treasure house of the Dragon Clan, and the metaverse has also appeared in the territory of the Dragon Clan, but even the Tianzhao characters of the Dragon Clan want to enter the metaverse. It is very difficult. Once the metaverse appears, I don't know how many Tianzhao fight, and there will even be foreign clans to fight. Although he is a first-grade 9-star emperor, he is really nothing among the Dragon Clan, and he is not qualified to compete for the metaverse at all. But now, there is a metaverse in a small place like the Earth. Even if it is a metaverse that has overdrawn its potential, it is too much of a chance. As long as he enters the metaverse, he will become almost 100% Tianzhao. Once he becomes a dragon celestial, he will not only have a supreme position on his own planet, but will also have great fame even in the vast dragon star domain, truly conquer the sea of stars and complete the dream he has always dreamed of. The entrance to the metaverse is about to manifest. Everyone flee. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames reminded. Phew. One of the great emperors quickly retreated, and even the demigods retreated. The Dragon Clan did not dare to approach, and retreated one after another. They also knew very well that the entrance of the metaverse was manifested, and the spatial fluctuations were very strong, which would form a great suction, and once they got too close, they would be sucked in. The entrance is not yet stable, and once it is sucked in, it will enter the turbulence of the space, and the whole person will be torn to pieces. Boom! The main peak of Kunlun suddenly cracked, and countless rubble flew in all directions. At this time, people were shocked to find that the main peak of Kunlun was gone, and a black hole with a length of 100 meters appeared there, which was the entrance to the metaverse. Wow! Wisps of gray gas spread out from the entrance of the metaverse and were absorbed by everyone one after another. In an instant, many people felt that their bodies had been tempered. Chaos Chi. Long Tianlin is full of endless desire. This is the legendary chaotic Chi. Although it is not very pure, the chaotic Chi is the chaotic Chi, far from being comparable to ordinary vitality. Even the attribute vitality emitted by treasures such as resting soil and weak water is far inferior to the chaotic Chi. The Chi of chaos is a true treasure, and for the emperors, it is comparable to an opportunity against the sky. It's just the chaotic Chi that escapes, and the emperors are also frantically absorbing it, and they are not willing to waste it at all. And there is a lot of chaotic Chi in the metaverse, and everyone is excited when they think about it. Wait a minute, the entrance to the metaverse hasn't really stabilized yet. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames reminded, lest an emperor-level person can't help but rush in, which will lead to the fall. Time passed, and in the blink of an eye, another few hours passed. Rumble. With a roar, the entrance to the metaverse was completely stabilized. Swish! An 8-star Emperor level rushed towards the entrance of the metaverse, but just as he was about to rush in, a hand reached out from the space and pinched his neck. Click! This 8-star Emperor level fell and died on the spot. Click! The space cracked, and a figure walked out of the space. This way of appearing makes everyone secretly vigilant. Emperor of 10,000 Laws. Wan Huo Tianzhao recognized Yi Tian and said in shock. Chapter 355. Yi Tian had once demonstrated the strength of the 8-star Emperor level, snatched a strange object with his strong strength, and also repelled 2 8-star Emperor levels. Therefore, the Emperor of 10,000 Flames and many other emperors naturally knew Yi Tian, who was known as the first Emperor of the Earth. But more than 4 years ago, Yi Tian announced that he would retreat and would not compete for strange things, so the foreign forces didn't care about Yi Tian anymore, and even almost forgot about Yi Tian. But now, Yi Tian not only appeared, but also walked out of the space, instantly killing one of their 8-star emperors. Emperor Wenfa, you are so bold that you dare to kill the great emperor of our Wind and Rain sect. The 9-star Emperor level Blood River Emperor of the Wind and Rain sect roared angrily. If it weren't for seeing that Yi Tian's strength was not simple, he would have killed him by himself. The Dragon Clan saw Yi Tian make a move, looking like he was watching a play. In their opinion, Yi Tian is also a member of the human race, and it belongs to internal strife, so they don't bother to care about it. As for the metaverse, it's okay to go in a moment earlier or a moment later, as long as you don't delay too long. Wow! Yi Tian took out the Shi-Ri level knife weapon, stood with a horizontal sword, and said to the 13 human sect forces and the Dragon Clan, "This metaverse belongs to the Earth, and it is also mine. Everyone, please leave the Earth." What? You want to monopolize the metaverse alone? The Emperor of 10,000 Flames was furious. Yi Tian is too arrogant. He dares to compete with the 13 forces and the Dragon Clan alone. Is this crazy? Even if you are a first-grade 9-star Emperor, you are far from qualified to monopolize the metaverse. The 9-star Emperor-level Blood River Emperor of the Wind and Rain sect rushed over, holding a blood-colored spear in his hand, and pierced through it with one shot. Although the Blood River Emperor is only a 5th-grade 9-star Emperor, he is far more powerful than the 8-star Emperor, and with his strength, he can even fight with the 4th-grade 9-star Emperor. Besides, he wouldn't really think that Yi Tian had been promoted from the 8-star Emperor level to the 1st-grade 9-star Emperor level in just a few years. At most, it was about the same strength as him, and it wasn't even necessarily as strong as him. The 10,000 Fire Emperor and the others did not stop the Blood River Emperor's actions. Even if the Blood River Emperor was not Yi Tian's opponent, he should be able to test Yi Tian's strength. Yi Tian looked at the 9-star Emperor level who rushed over, smiled slightly, and with a wave of his hand, a space ball instantly enveloped the Blood River Emperor. Boom! The space inside the space ball shattered, and the Blood River Emperor couldn't even scream, and the whole person turned into powder and dissipated in the shattered space. In the blink of an eye, the shattered space healed under the influence of the rules of heaven and earth, while the Blood River Emperor completely disappeared. With one blow, the Blood River Emperor fell. You killed the Blood River Emperor? The 10,000 Fire Emperor's pupils shrank sharply, revealing anger and horror. At the same time, several 8-star Emperors of the Wind and Rain sect glared at Yi Tian angrily, but they didn't dare to step forward. After all, even the 9-star Emperor level was killed by Yi Tian with one blow, and they were just sent to death when they went up. Space Ball. Long Tianlin has a lot of knowledge, and he recognized Yi Tian's method, which is a means of space talent at the pseudo-arcane level, but there are too few space talent people who can really use space balls. Long Tianlin had only heard of the space ball, but now it was the first time he had seen it. At this time, he frowned secretly, thinking about whether he could withstand the power of the space ball, but he couldn't judge if he wasn't really wrapped in the space ball. But it is very obvious that Yi Tian's strength does surpass the 8-star Emperor level, not even the ordinary 9-star Emperor level. It is definitely above the 2nd-grade 9-star Emperor level, and it is very likely to be the 1st-grade 9-star Emperor level. As for Tianzhao, no one thinks about it, because they think it's impossible. Purple Mountain Demigod, this time please make a move, kill the Emperor of 10,000 Laws, otherwise we won't be able to enter the metaverse. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames said to a demigod. Good. The demigod of the Purple Mountain replied. He actually wanted to make a move a long time ago, but although he was a demigod, his status was not as high as that of the 10,000 Fire Emperor. After all, the 10,000 Fire Emperor was not only a 9-star Emperor level, but he could easily become a god-level powerhouse in the future. He, however, was a demigod who relied on some kind of treasure and secret art to trigger it, and he could only stay in the demigod realm for the rest of his life, and there was no way to break through. Therefore, his status is not high. As soon as the demigods of the Purple Mountain came out, all the emperors laughed. In their opinion, Yi Tian was not the opponent of the Purple Mountain demigod at all, and even Long Tianlin was not the opponent of the Purple Mountain demigod. The Purple Mountain demigod is a demigod of the 8-star Emperor level achievement, and in terms of strength, it even surpasses the 9-star Emperor level, which is comparable to the strength of the 1-star Tianzhao. Wanfa Emperor, your potential is very strong. It's a pity that you shouldn't be so stupid to want to occupy the metaverse alone. If you asked us, we may still give you a place, but now, you killed one of us at the 8-star Emperor level, and 9-star Emperor level, and made a great enmity. You will definitely die today. The Purple Mountain demigod held a purple gold sledgehammer and blasted it over. Rumble. The void shook, and many emperors retreated. It's so strong. Many Emperor-level people were amazed by the strength of the Purple Mountain demigods, and even the first grade 9-star Emperor level like Long Tianlin was full of jealousy. But Yi Tian was very calm. In his eyes, even if this Purple Mountain demigod immediately broke through to the god level, he was far from his opponent. The 9-star Emperor level has become a god level, and the strength that has just broken through to the god level is only comparable to the 6-star peerless Tianzhao. This Purple Mountain demigod is not only a demigod, but also a demigod of the 8-star Emperor level achievement. Where is Yi Tian's opponent? Mole ants. The knife in Yi Tian's hand moved. Ghost knife. A flash of light flashed, and the sledgehammer of the Purple Mountain demigod turned into 2 halves. The body of the Purple Mountain demigod was also broken into 2, and the vitality disappeared, turning into a corpse and falling down. At this moment, the audience was shocked. A demigod is dead, and this is not an ordinary demigod, but a demigod of 8-star Emperor level achievements, and he was actually killed by Yi Tian with a knife. What kind of strength is this? Tianzhao, you are Tianzhao, Long Tianlin said in horror. At this time, the others reacted, and they turned out to be enemies of a celestial pride. Tianzhao, the Emperor of 10,000 Flames, took a step back in fright. There was no Tianzhao in his galaxy at all, and the status of a Tianzhao was far higher than the value of all their sects. What is the purpose of the 13 major forces uniting to create the metaverse? Isn't it that they want to cultivate a Tianzhao? But now, a real Tianzhao stood in front of them. Yes, I'm Tianzhao. Yi Tian urged the Tianzhao mark on his forehead, and the glittering Tianzhao mark was so dazzling. At this moment, everyone in the Dragon Clan were extremely sure that Yi Tianzhong was a Tianzhao. Retreat. This metaverse is not something you can occupy. Whoever steps forward will die. Yi Tian said coldly. Retreat? The temptation of the metaverse is so great. Once they enter the metaverse, they also have the hope of becoming Tianzhao. Become the hope of Tianzhao, who wants to give up. If they had given up this opportunity, it would have been impossible for them to find such an opportunity in the future. Especially Long Tianlin. He became a first-grade 9-star emperor hundreds of years ago, and for hundreds of years, he has been looking for opportunities to help him break the bottleneck, promote emperor-level combat power, and become a generation of Tianzhao. Now, the opportunity is here. As long as he enters the metaverse and hopes to be promoted to Tianzhao 100%, how can he be willing to give up? Wanfa Tianzhao, I am willing to pay the price to let me enter the metaverse. How about it? Long Tianlin gritted his teeth and said, Not good. Yi Tian said coldly, The entire solar system is now my territory, and the Earth is naturally my private property. Your current behavior can be regarded as invading the territory of a galaxy lord. Even if I kill all of you, it is also a matter of course. The solar system is yours? Don't be kidding. The solar system belongs to the territory of the Rylan Empire. What is the Rylan Empire? You shouldn't have heard of it, right? The Emperor of 10,000 Flames said sarcastically. Then, Yi Tianyi waved his hand, and phantoms of agreements appeared in the air. The Emperor of the Sun Wheel has authorized the division of the solar system into my name. The solar system has long been my territory, and this agreement has also been approved by the 9 main stars of the galaxy, Yin-Yu Star. Yi Tian's words made the faces of all the 13 major forces change. Chapter 356. All the people of the 13 major forces looked at each other. Yi Tian, a native, even knew about the Sun Wheel Empire, and even Yin Yuxing knew about it. And these agreements don't look fake, and there's no way a native can forge them. You've been out of Earth for 4 years. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames came to his senses. No wonder Yi Tianyi retreated for 4 years, and he didn't even fight for strange things. He must have left the Earth, and then he didn't know what opportunity he got and bought the solar system. Tianzhao and the identity of the Lord of the solar system. If it is an ordinary opportunity, these forces and the Dragon Clan will definitely leave the Earth immediately, and they will not dare to set foot on the Earth. But this is a chance in the metaverse. Even if the royal family of the Rylan Empire is here, they don't want to give up. Wanfa Tianzhao, this metaverse is enough for 200 people to cultivate. It is a waste for you to occupy it alone. We are willing to pay a lot of resources and inheritance. I just ask you to let us in. The Emperor of 10,000 Flames said. Yi Tian said with a smile, It's only 200 people. I still have the Heavenly Pavilion under my command. and there are so many Emperor-level people on the Earth. It's not difficult to get together 200 people. The strongest on the Earth's native Earth is only a 7 or 8 star Emperor level. Most of them are 1 or 2 star Emperor level. Such an Emperor level entering the metaverse is a complete waste. Even if it's a waste, I'm willing. What can you do with me? Yi Tian was completely in line with the idea of wasting and not wanting to give to the 13 major forces and the Dragon Clan. Even if the major forces were willing to pay the price, he would not give in. Then, Long Tianlin's divine sense transmitted to the 10,000 Flame Emperor, "Let's join forces. With the strength of both of us, it should be enough to kill a Tianzhao. As long as we don't say it, no one knows what's going on here." "I'll think about it," the Emperor of 10,000 Flames replied. He is different from Long Tianlin. Long Tianlin is a Dragon Clan. Even if he kills Yi Tian and returns to the territory of the Dragon Clan, the human race has no way to help the Dragon Clan. But they're different. They are human beings, and the demigods are not allowed to make a move against the Emperor. If they interfere, the consequences will be very serious. In addition, this is Yi Tian's territory. They entered Yi Tian's territory and forcibly killed Yi Tian, which is equivalent to declaring war with the Sun Wheel Empire, and the consequences are very serious. But the opportunity of the metaverse is right in front of him, and it is impossible for him to give up. Immediately, the Emperor of 10,000 Flames consulted with the other emperors and the demigods and asked about their results. Eventually, the results came in. Kill. They have been planning for many years, and even exhausted the resources of the entire sect, just for this moment. If they give up, the forces behind them will decline, and they will not even be counted as 5-star forces in the future, and even disappear in the long river of history like other sect forces in the past. They can't accept such a result. It is better to fight and kill Yi Tian with all their strength. Even if they suffer heavy losses, as long as they occupy the metaverse, everything is worth it. Long Tianlin, let's do it together, but you must use that big killing weapon of your Dragon Clan. Let's join forces to kill Wanfa Tianzhao at the lowest cost. How about it? Good. Long Tianlin agreed. Are you going to do it? Yi Tian obviously sensed the transmission of Long Tianlin and the 10,000 Fire Emperor, and the malice of both sides was getting stronger and stronger, which was clearly going to attack him. It's a pity that they will never be able to know Yi Tian's strength. A group of 8 or 9 star emperors, plus a garbage demigod, would also dare to make a move against a peerless celestial? Even if the number of these people was 10 times higher, they were far from Yi Tian's opponents. If you want to kill a peerless Tianzhao, no matter how many ordinary Tianzhao you have, everything is in vain. If you are looking for death, I will send you on your way. Yi Tian said in his heart. Do it. As soon as the Emperor of 10,000 Flames shouted, all the Emperor level and demigods shot out in unison. Bang! A large number of attacks tore through this void and blasted towards Yi Tian in unison. Escape into space. Yi Tian's body moved and entered the space. Then, he slashed it down. Ghost knife. Poof! A knife slashed open the body of a famous emperor. In the blink of an eye, more than 100 Emperor-level people fell on the spot. Among them, a demigod who wrapped the Dragon Clan powerhouse, was unlucky enough to be in the attack route of the ghost knife, and his head was also cut off in an instant, and he fell on the spot. And these Emperor-level attacks didn't touch Yi Tian at all, and they all hit the entrance of the metaverse, making the entrance of the metaverse tremble. Puff puff, a famous Emperor level fell. The speed of death was too fast, and Yi Tian had been in the space. These Emperor level could only see Yi Tian's hands constantly entering and exiting the space, and they couldn't capture Yi Tian's position at all. At this time, a 9-star Emperor sacrificed a mirror. Patrol the Divine Mirror, open. The Patrol Divine Mirror released a faint light, piercing through the void within a radius of thousands of miles, illuminating Yi Tian's traces. If Yi Tian leaves here, then the Patrol Divine Mirror will inevitably fail, but they can enter the metaverse. If Yi Tian wanted to stop them, he couldn't leave. Another demigod pulled out a spell. Ice Spirit Divine Light Talisman. The spell turned into an icy divine light, piercing through the void and completely enveloping the space where Yi Tian was. Yi Tian saw that it was useless to escape into the space, so he walked out and propped up his defense. Boom! The Ice Spirit Divine Light bombarded Yi Tian's body, and he didn't even break the defense. It's impossible. The demigod was shocked. This ice spirit divine light talisman of his was the treasure of the Gen sect of his sect, which was enough to break through the defense of a Tianzhao, and even shattered the space, but it didn't even break Yu Tian's defense. How terrifying is Yu Tian's defense? Burst! The tip of a knife suddenly pierced through his body, shattering his demigodic body. One hit kill. It's too weak. It's too weak. Yi Tian was like chopping vegetables, killing a famous emperor, and there were fewer and fewer emperors of the 13 major forces and the Dragon Clan. Suddenly, the Emperor of 10,000 Flames sacrificed an artifact, and it was a bell-type artifact. Clang! A pleasant sound of a bell spread, and under this sound, the soul seemed to be frozen. This is a soul-directed sound artifact that can temporarily imprison the enemy's soul with its voice, causing sluggishness and dizziness. Long Tianlin, use the big killer weapon quickly, the 10,000 Flame Emperor hurriedly said. Long Tianlin didn't dare to hesitate. His men had too many casualties, and the Emperor of 10,000 Flames used the artifact and created a great opportunity for him with his voice, and it was the time to use the great killing weapon. I saw Long Tianlin take out a fiery red bead, flick his fingers, and the fiery red bead flew towards Yu Tian. Then, boom! The fiery red beads burst open and turned into a ball of flame. As soon as this flame appeared, even the space was burned. A one-time artifact refined by the true god Dragon Clan's natal flame is enough to kill a powerful Tianzhao. Long Tianlin said excitedly, what a feat it was to kill a celestial pride, and now he was about to accomplish it. Is this your whole card? A voice filled the void. In an instant, one hand covered the sky, grabbed it, and directly incorporated the natal flame of the true god Dragon Clan into the void Mina realm. Then, under the layers of suppression of the void palm, the natal flame that no one controlled was completely extinguished, and not even a single hair of Yi Tian was burned. If it was a natal flame released by a true god Dragon Clan, Yi Tian would run as far as he could, but this was just an artifact refined by a natal flame, and its power had already been weakened many times, and no one could control it, so it was naturally not powerful. Of course, this natal flame is also enough to kill 3 or 4-star Tianzhao, provided that Tianzhao does not hide, but 5-star Tianzhao can destroy this natal flame head-on, and Yu Tian is a 6-star peerless Tianzhao. This natal flame is no different from a small flame to him. Long Tianlin waited for a while, and when he saw that Yu Tian's right hand was still fine, his face suddenly turned pale. It's over. Didn't Grandpa say that as long as this big killing weapon can hit Tianzhao, it can be killed? Why is it okay for Wanfa Tianzhao to grab the big killing weapon with his hands? Long Tianlin was very puzzled, and even suspected that his grandfather was lying to himself. The stars are gone. Yi Tian unleashed this god-level sword technique of large-scale attack, and in an instant, the space in this area was shattered. A famous Emperor level and Dragon Clan were all pierced through the body by the shattered space, and fell on the spot.